Hey, Grimmy here, and I already did this video for Vegito, but I thought I'd do it again with Gogeta, where this is basically his best team. Gogeta is just on so many teams, and let's check how many teams he's on, just so that I can prove my point here. He's on 7 teams at his base, and that includes, after transforming. And so, because of that, I guess there are a lot of combinations that you end up working with, and in this video I'm going to show you what I believe is the best one. It balances offense and defense, and I'll explain how. First of all, Bardock has endurance, so he can take a hit if Gogeta can't. And Gohan has endurance as well, but he also has his counter and knockback green card to make combos easier, as well as his armor break card that can come in handy from time to time. We're focusing on Gogeta's offenses purely through the quadruple Zenkai buff from Super Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, Super Saiyan God Vegeta, and Bardock. I'm going to be running the characters on the top 3, and you can check the equipments for yourself, and let's just jump right in. Alright, so first match is up against powerful opponent with Master Roshi as the lead. Very creative team here. It's pretty clear that Master Roshi's goal is to be a blue card supplier, while Golden Frieza and Android 17 are the ones who are going to be dealing damage. Sorry. You can see there that cover changing is pretty easy, especially considering that Roshi doesn't have very prominent cover change nullification, so, a classic strike cover change from Goku and Vegeta works perfectly well, and you can see the sheer power of that blue card there. Basically two-shotting Roshi. And very casually so. I'm taking a bit of damage from Android 17, which is why I switched to Gohan. These videos are all pre-recorded, by the way, and I'm just talking over them, just to add my extra opinion on it, just to kind of show and provide proof as to why I believe this team is the best. There, Golden Frieza hits me with the blast cover change straight into the blue card. Unfortunately, again, Gohan does have the strike counter, and that helps a ton, right? Because so many characters have those melee special moves, and yeah, that's what caused me to win. It's just very easy to demoralize your opponents. But second match is up against, I don't know, what is this supposed to be, like Saiyan Sun Family, I guess works too, with Ultra UI Goku as the lead. I'm jumping in with Ultra Gohan first, because I just assumed that Super Vegeta would be coming in first as well for my opponent. There I mistakenly popped the green card, and that opened up the door for my opponent to just hit me with everything. Real shame there. I think had I focused more on what my opponent was doing, I could have definitely started an easier combo and just made it overall easier for me in this battle. Here my opponent's just wailing on me with Vegeta and Goku. The tag switching combos are definitely annoying, but there, the special effect that happens when Goku and Vegeta hit below 50% HP just kicked in. The key reduction definitely helped there because my opponent can tag switch as well, so damn, that's a lot of damage. So Gohan takes a huge hit, loses a lot of health, and that's not very good. But there, my opponent boldly goes for the quick attack, and that I think may have cost him the match. The cover changes on my opponent's team here is some of the most annoying stuff I've ever experienced. But we got a lot of green cards here, which can definitely help us build or weave in a good combo. God, that evasion is just so annoying. The fusion is definitely the right step there because I was already taking so much damage and I needed a fast way to recover health. It is just one of the perks of the fusion mechanic. And yeah, it's just a standstill there. Unfortunately, my opponent went for a strike while I went for a quick attack. Very annoying stuff. It happens all the time. I go to Bardock because he's still at full health, so he can take a hit. And he's not that big of a damage dealer, but his endurance can certainly play a decent role under the right circumstances, even if it may not be as potent as Gohan's. He's just a lot more vulnerable in comparison to Gohan. As you can see there, he's basically getting burned down in terms of HP. Almost dies from a single combo there. Granted, it was a lot of hits, a lot of arts cards, but again, still taking a lot of damage. Go for the counter a second time because my opponent waited for me to, swipe. There my opponent went full screen, which is a very interesting strategy, and I landed the AoE green card this time, which is, very helpful when it comes to starting combos. And here, I can just show it off, man. Look at that. That right there is the assault chain. That's where you know, you can really see it playing its true role, and there we just completely nullified EY Goku's gauge, and easily went for the kill there. Alright, nice. And then we go right into another combo, right into the Assault Chain, which prevents any, you know, special cover changes, right? So you can just go nuts. Go for the green card to get an extra card, and make it easier for me to sustain a combo. Go for the main, get a full unique gauge, and then go for the blue card for, you know, that enhanced effect, just to get rid of Vegito before they actually fuse. Unfortunately, my Rising Rush is locked temporarily, so I'm gonna need to work with what I got, and fortunately that was enough. Go for the blasts, and just go straight for the kill. That was a pretty good demonstration of how powerful Gogeta's Assault Chain can be. But moving on to the third match, we're going up against a much more, I guess, meta team here. It's Triple Saiyans with Pikkon and Gogeta, Gogeta Blue, and Goku and Bardock. So there's a revive and an indestructible effect in this team, which obviously means that defensively he's going to be a lot harder to penetrate. But I'm all for penetration though, we can definitely make it work. And considering that these matches are pre-recorded, I can tell you one thing, and it's that I'm pretty sure this fight has a lot of perfect vanishes on my opponent's side, and that made it very annoying. I remember being just so flustered, and this is the final match of the video, by the way, and you can see that we still have about 5 more minutes to the video, and that's not actually more than that, probably. Go for the cover change with Gohan, straight into the blue card, not dealing too much damage if I'm being completely honest. But I still have my counter gauge, so I'm not too scared in putting Gohan there on the forefront, taking all the damage. Go for that knockback green card, which is just really annoying. Honestly, super tough to work with, but at least Goku and Bardock have melee blue cards, so it's a lot more easy for me to counter. Went for the tap tackle, and my opponent just goes for the strike, completely beating it out. And I keep forgetting that Bardock has a blast cover change. It's just really tough to remember. It's not, and sometimes it's not that I don't remember, it's just that my enemies have a lot of strikes. Go for the tag switch there just to get that cover change nullification, which does help. But my opponent, like, defensively is really strong, incredibly difficult to actually do a lot of meaningful damage, and my opponent doesn't have a tough time recovering a health at all. There my strike card got destroyed, which is very annoying. Considering that the character, you know, specifically Goku and Vegeta require the use of arts card to fill up their unique gauge, it's a lot trickier, I guess, with an opponent who can just casually destroy cards like that. Go for the blast because it was pretty obvious that my opponent was not going to go for the strike cover change. Go for the ultimate, but unfortunately my opponent switched to Bardock, which means that it's not going to kill or do anything too significant. It's going to do a decent amount of damage, not even half health, which is a shame. Again, another perfect vanish right there. And I think my Bardock is just cooked. Yeah. I wasn't going to risk it bringing in Goku and Vegeta for that, and I fall for it a third time, where I go for the tap tackle, my opponent goes for the strike, instantly getting a free combo, and my opponent goes for the rush. I'm pretty sure Gohan's endurance is still active, if I'm not mistaken. And if I can guess that, okay, never mind. Definitely tough there. Pikkon hasn't been revived. I don't think Goku and Bardock's endurance has been procced yet either. So yeah, we're not looking too good. This may end up coming down to a 1v3, but there I actually managed to land the tap tackle and start a combo and get rid of Pikkon, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, we still have a Gogeta to go through. At full health, by the way, so yeah. Not exactly the best circumstances, especially considering that I don't have Bardock's ultimate to help do damage. At least I landed the AoE green card though, which gets me a free combo. It's very risky with Goku and Vegeta, especially when they only have cover nullification when cover change nullification when they tag switch, and that doesn't happen all that often, but once you get the ball rolling, it's pretty tough to kind of make it stop. Go for the fusion there just so that my blue card can do a bit of extra damage. It just makes combos a lot easier, and nullifying special cover change through the assault chain. It's just that, you know, it can be a bit tricky, especially considering that, you know, you have to wait for the cards to be changed out from blasts to strikes. go for the Rising Rush, and this is obviously where Vegito would have reigned supreme because it would have guaranteed a kill. But in this circumstance, again, wow, like look at that blue card damage, look at that insane Rising Rush damage. I get guessed, unfortunately, and again, if this was Vegito, this wouldn't have happened, right? And so I see a lot of people out there rating Vegito as better than Gogeta, and I can perfectly see why. This is just one of the examples, and I just did what my opponent did to me a while ago. Going for that tackle, beating it up with a strike, and actually end up killing Super Gogeta, which is great. That actually puts the character advantage out of my opponent's hands, and now it's a 2v2. Gohan is definitely putting in a lot of work, and this time my opponent goes for the fusion, which is really annoying because my opponent was already really low on health. He pops the fusion, gets back to 100%. That's going to be a lot tougher to deal with. Go for the counter there, which is great. Again, that's one of the reasons why Gohan is on this team. I don't think we're going to get to see a lot of the... what's it called? The armor break effect come into effect, but we can definitely see where Gohan plays his role. Unfortunately there, my opponent does go for the strike cover change. I failed to pop the assault chain, which is really annoying. It just happened so easily as well. Go straight for the strike there because, you know, I had nothing to lose. Just go straight for the offense. I'm pretty sure I should... Yeah, I popped my main. And there, you know, it's just a free kill. Straight into the blue card, and that's a legendary finish on my, you know, opponent Gogeta. So it was a Gogeta versus Gogeta. It was kind of a comeback too. You can make the argument that I think I definitely managed to come in clutch there, popping, you know, both the indestructible and the revive at like a timely manner. That animation, that Kamehameha looks so good, by the way. But yeah, I think that demonstrates just how well Gogeta can work well with Gohan, and how, you know, Bardock can play a decent role even though he either gets sidelined or killed most of the time, but it can definitely help out, and there are some circumstances where you can pop Bardock's ultimate and actually do a decent amount of damage. I just couldn't really demonstrate that in this video very well. But overall, I think this team is fairly decent. I think it could definitely use a much stronger defensive yellow Zenkai buffer, which at the moment I don't think really exists, which is why I was having such a tough time. And you know, in comparison to Vegito's video, where we did have Sword of Hope Trunks who could play a defensive role, for this one we don't really have that kind of defensive tank anymore, and so that definitely does hinder the team. And you can see before that there's really no guarantee that your Rising Rush is going to kill the enemy, and that's something that makes Gogeta inferior to Vegito. Obviously we didn't get to see a lot from him, but we did get to see the assault chain and how powerful it is, especially considering how... I keep saying especially considering, but it's just, you know, a habit. Gohan can definitely start combos very easily, and it synergizes very well with Gogeta's ability to maintain those combos, to make sure that it continues going even if the opponent has a counter or evasion. But I do believe, yeah, that is the best that Gogeta can offer. I think he performed really well considering that he was only at 3 stars. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Tell me if, you know, you like this team, if there is a specific version of your team that you believe is a lot better that you think I should try out. If there are any criticisms, any flaws or errors in the video that you'd like to point out, feel free to do so as well in the comment section down below. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe with notifications on, just in case, you know, I upload in the future, just to make sure you're notified and can watch it straight away. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Bye, and thanks for watching.